Hey friends, welcome back to the Guitar Max channel. So this past November, I did a video where I was doing some Black Friday shopping, and I bought a guitar, a Sawtooth guitar, during their Black Friday sale. And I was, going through the comments section of that video, and I noticed that a lot of other people, of course, also bought guitars during that sale, but a lot of you seemed to buy a different guitar than the one I bought. So the one I bought was this Strat style guitar right here, classic 3 single coil pickups, and it was really good price, and I always like to have a good Strat around. That's the one I got. But one of the ones that seemed to be very popular that I could tell a lot of people were buying is a guitar from the Heritage series, and so I really wanted to check this out because so many people were raving about these. So I've been fortunate enough to borrow one of these so I can do the review. And this exact guitar is the Sawtooth Heritage in the Tuscan Flame finish. Now, just generally, the Heritage series guitars is Sawtooth's take on a single-cut double humbucker guitar. Now, on the surface, it seems like a pretty standard single-cut guitar, and these are sold at a really good price. I think it's around $350 right now. Although, as always, check to make sure they're, not running any sales, or sometimes you can use the app and that kind of stuff and save some money through that. But I think that the typical price that I'm seeing them for is around $350. But the main thing is, once I really got this guitar and spent a little time with it, there are some sort of features and little details about this guitar that are really cool, but they're also very easy to miss when you just first look at the guitar. First of all, the first thing I want to show you is look right down here, and I'm going to give you a close-up of this, but you see there's a little piece of, almost like a little sliver of wood down here, kind of close to where the neck joint is. What that is the edge of the maple top on this guitar, because the body and neck are, of course, mahogany, and most guitars, most affordable single-cut guitars with a flame top finish, they're just going to use like a paper-thin veneer over the top, and you don't really have any substantial amount of actual maple wood on there. But this guitar is using a true full-thickness maple top, and it's so big that right there where the body kind of curves up, the binding is not thick enough to cover it. And it would look weird if they made the binding really thick there or something like that. So I'm glad they didn't do that. This is very rare on an affordable guitar like this. Also, look at the body compared to a traditional Les Paul. This is a noticeably smaller body, and it's also a slightly shorter headstock. So overall, this guitar is going to weigh less than a traditional Les Paul, but it doesn't lose any of the balance and comfort that those guitars are known for. Now, we also have Alnico 5 pickups on here, and also the scale length of the guitar is 25 inches, so like a PRS. So it's going to be a little bit longer, but a quarter inch longer than like a Gibson Les Paul, and it's going to have a slightly snappier sound to it. And yeah, all these things, this is the kind of stuff that's easy to miss at a glance, and I think it's things that really set this guitar apart from other guitars in this price range. Okay, so I want you to hear some sound samples, so I'll go ahead and plug this in. As usual, I'm going to use my Fender GTX 100 amplifier, which I love for demos, and we will listen to how it sounds. But real quick, guys, as always, if you enjoy videos like this, checking out cool new affordable guitars, and also staying up on all the latest news in the guitar universe, and you have not already subscribed, please consider subscribing right now. Okay, let's go ahead and plug this in and listen to how it sounds. Okay guys, so let's talk about the tone and playability of this guitar. So first of all, as far as the tone, I love the sound of these pickups. They are a bit on the hot side, and they give you a very articulate sound, which I really like, especially for chord stuff. If you're doing like chords down here, but you're using some of the higher strings, musically higher strings, you still get the notes to come through in the chords. You can hear the individual notes, which is really cool. Now, that's of course going to be a combination of the pickups and the amp and everything, but also that slightly longer scale length at 25 inches. Like I said, it gives the guitar a slightly snappier or maybe brighter sound than you would expect on like a traditional Les Paul. Now, the playability of the guitar is pretty much what you would expect for a well-made guitar of this style. I mean, you do have the kind of chunky neck joint right here, but a lot of people argue that that contributes to the big tone of the guitar. But the frets are finished very nicely. There's, these are really done carefully. There's no sharp fret ends or anything like that. Very smoothly finished. I don't have any high frets or anything like that. Actually, these are really level frets. So I'm not getting any buzzing or choke notes or anything like that. I think maybe we could probably get the action a little bit closer on this, but that's just me. I like a really low action, but this is pretty standard action right now. And of course the controls are exactly what you'd expect on a guitar like this, with a three-way toggle and then the 2 volumes and 2 tones. Now when it comes to the body of this guitar, this body actually reminds me a little bit of those single-cut Charvels that they made about, I don't know, 10 years ago. The Desolation, I think it was the Desolation single-cut body style, where it was kind of a Les Paul shape, but they shrunk it down a little bit. Now this is not exactly like that, but it's kind of along those lines. But all that being said, if you want a super traditional, an exact Les Paul body style, then this might not be for you, because it does look a little bit different, and of course the headstock looks very different, compared to a Gibson. But if you don't need that super traditional body shape, then I think this is a great choice. And of course, it plays really well. And there's one other thing, I should have mentioned this earlier, but look at the finish on the back of the guitar here. This is just a transparent finish. What I like about this is it doesn't hide anything, right? If there's any issues with the wood or something, you're gonna see it here. And you can see also that, you can see the seam here. So this is a 2-part mahogany body. And again, they're not trying to hide that with like a veneer on the back or a solid color or anything like that. So it's a very, it's a very honest guitar. Okay guys, but on the topic of Sawtooth guitars, for those of you watching out there that bought something during that crazy Black Friday sale that they had, where they were doing 50% off on a lot of their guitars, what guitars did you get? And maybe some of you got multiple guitars. Let me know what you got, and if you have any favorites, anything like that, put all that stuff down in the comments section below. Okay guys, that is it for me. Again, I wanted to check this out because so many other people were buying this, and now I know why. So guys, I'm gonna have links for everything I was talking about in the video down in the video description below. Link for the guitar, also the amplifier I was using in the demo, that's the Fender GTX 100, and maybe some of my other, the video I was talking about where I did the shopping and that kind of stuff, and my social media. All that stuff will be down in the video description below. Thanks a ton for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll talk to you soon.